Hey traders, making this video right before the market closes as I'm in a bit of a rush, but we have a very impressive dip buying scenario for the bulls where we started the morning pretty much ideal scenario for the bears. They had full control through the open and a big drop here. We had pretty much a triple top from pre-market. This is the futures chart, but here's this triple top and we reject from it at the high of the day. We then form a tightening 2-minute equilibrium and then a big drop down. And that was a big win for bears because at that point in time, we were pulling back fairly significantly, losing 4-hour EMA 12 at that point. But bulls were able to regain the 5-minute uptrend and then keep control from there and V-shaped bounce to break our 4-hour resistance. So 4-hour higher low is now set. We did get the higher high, but we're lacking follow through at the moment. It's not surprising that we're lacking follow through. The reason being it's just a straight move off the lows. Generally, you don't see stair step down, elevator up. You see stair step up, elevator down. This is the opposite. Look how many hours it took. Granted, it was overnight trading, but how many hours it took to drop here and then just 5 hours to get it all back. So what I need to see from bulls to see follow through from here is an hourly uptrend to confirm, and that would show follow through. If we don't get that hourly uptrend, then we're going to be watching for some megaphone resistances, which are more clear for me on the NASDAQ. I'll show you in just a minute. But overall, daily bounce is still underway, is what today shows us, and we haven't topped out yet. And so bulls want to continue establishing supports on the way up. So NASDAQ, this is the uptrending resistance line on the futures chart. It is still valid here. But again, if we confirm an hourly trend change overnight, then we can get over that level. But if we see weakness overnight with the inability to confirm an hourly trend change, I'm going to be watching that resistance level, and then we'll have this downtrending support level. I don't like that. Forget it. Let's just watch the 4-hour resistance here. We'll keep an eye on it. And overnight is going to be key for me. Hourly higher low and higher high with a gap up open tomorrow or not. That's pretty much what it will boil down to. And of course, the low of today is now very key for a lot of individual names. If the low of today breaks, it's a red flag for bulls in the short term. Dollar still hasn't gotten a daily bounce going yet. It's just a daily inside bar. So one scenario that would be a red flag for bulls and have us looking for a daily pullback would be if the dollar can confirm a 4-hour uptrend. If the dollar confirms a 4-hour uptrend and gets its daily bounce going, then that's going to potentially put some downward pressure on stocks, commodities, and crypto. But the big question for me is the next time we get the dollar bounce going, we know it's going to be inevitable, but the next time the dollar bounce gets going, do we confirm the daily downtrend? Again, that's the most important factor for me over the next probably 3 or 4 trading days, however long it takes to shape up. Semiconductors, so a lot of names broke the lows of yesterday today. And so the bullish engulfing candles are out as it shows weakness, breaks support, V-shaped bounce to break resistance. So again, it shows us aggressive dip buying from the bulls. And we just need those hourly uptrends to be regained. Tesla's still relatively weaker. Got to be worried, not worried. Got to be paying attention to the headlines and Twitter and Musk and all that. Still a clear hourly downtrend. Nice bounce yesterday, afternoon, and today, but still anything under 249.69 is just an hourly lower high. So we have to see the bulls regain the hourly uptrend if we're going to shift momentum here. But still notable downward pressure and a lead bear over the last couple of days. Healthcare is our lead bull sector. They are most convincingly over the high of yesterday. So still marching higher. And we're now still watching 131.53 resistance. Financial sector, inside bar, going to be key to see the direction that this breaks. Can XLF break bull and get over 32.37 to help the broader market follow through from the resistance break that we just saw? Silver, great volatility today. And I was trading the miners. I traded JNUG for the first time in years. It's probably been 3 years since I've traded JNUG. But I did it during the live stream, and I ended up stopping out. So I'm trading JNUG based off GDXJ and silver. Those are the 2 charts that I'm watching. And I see silver first hourly oversold conditions coming off of a major multiple day breakout. And at the same point in time, 30-minute is oversold, 15-minute, 5-minute, they're all oversold. And that's what we call a super stack when all these time frames, oversold conditions are aligning with each other, or overbought. In this instance, it was oversold. And so I was playing a bounce because of that. And one thing that stood out to me, we're going to edit down my live stream like we did the other one where I was talking about predicting versus reacting, but this will be a good trade review. And there were just little clues. There was a clue here where at this point in time, GDXJ had a 1-minute green candle here and silver had a big red 1-minute candle. And I recognized a little bit of bull correlation. And so I used that to make my first entry. I then ended up stopping out of GDXJ. The way that I played the morning was I had that good initial entry. I exited half on the bounce into resistance, and I stuck my stop under the low break even. And I then stopped out. And I stopped out because it was just a break even trade. And I said, no, I'm willing to risk, a quarter day loser, a third of a day loser on this trade because this is where I would be buying. I looked at my stop out and I looked around at the market and said, no, silver is still exactly where I would be buying. It does not make sense for me to stop out here. If I'm going to stop out, it's going to be with a red trade, not just because I want to keep it break even. So I jumped right back in, and that ended up following through nicely, but had a nice bull trade on the morning for GDXJ, and then I flipped to bearish, and I was posting on Twitter some updates there, but went bullish. We rejected from the high of the day by 7 pennies, sold my longs, went bearish, knew I was just looking for a 15-minute higher low, exited my shorts right in the nick of time, and then there was one more trade left to enter on the bull break, but I was done trading at that point in the day. And so I had my day made just both directions of GDXJ and just nice volatility of silver, but it'll be a much better description in the heat of the moment once we upload that trade review video, and you can see it as it's playing out. Oil, daily follow through. So daily uptrend, 89.63 weekly resistance, step by step trying to shape up the monthly higher low. It's looking more and more like it is being set. We will need to eventually confirm a weekly uptrend, but this is the most impressive bounce for oil, I'd say, in the last month plus. So definitely getting attention. Energy sector in response to oil's bounce. Look at that V-shaped move. Daily stair-step pattern, higher low every day, 7 days. And just like that, we are testing recent highs. And it's a really nice 2-week equilibrium. We were talking about this a while ago. High, low, lower high, higher low trying to be set here. Looks like it is. And now it's just all about 84.26. Nice tightening range. And the energy sector is not that far away from looking back up towards all-time highs. One thing when you get, ideally if you have a good memory, when you get, a library of charts in your brain, I look at this 2-week chart and I say, oh, that's Costco's monthly chart. Costco has nothing to do with the energy sector. It's not a related setup, but it's just the same pattern. The pattern sticks out to me. And so I'm looking for Costco to try and hold 405.81 to form a 2-week higher low. And this is going to be one that's worth watching when this tightening range breaks. This has been forming at this point for the last 6 months. And so keeping an eye on Costco, it's one of these dividend plays that I'm always watching to see if I want to enter a long position. It's got a tight daily range. That daily range has to break bull if we're going to be setting our higher low in this bigger picture pattern. But lagging behind right now, certainly not benefiting from the broader market strength today. So I'm personally not interested at the moment, but I am going to be keeping an eye on this longer term pattern to see how it plays out. So a bigger picture, dollar, do we confirm a daily downtrend once we top out? Can the futures overnight confirm hourly uptrends with higher lows and higher highs? How are we closing? Some profit taking. But again, this hourly consolidation is due to V-shape to the higher high with no hourly uptrend regained. We know we've got to gain that uptrend. So that's what I'm watching into tomorrow. And at this point in time, I'm recognizing, okay, bulls, absolutely, you proved a lot today. And I am unsure of short-term price action. And so because of that, I'm not swinging anything because I don't have any high conviction and I don't like swing trading anyways. And I just approach the market with a fresh, clean slate each morning. And, as I'm doing my pre-market prep this morning at 6, 7 a.m., I had no idea that I was going to be trading miners today. But I just saw the setup as it presented itself and then say, okay, I played an oversold bounce like this 800 times in my life. Let's do it again. So prep is great, prep is important, but there are also plenty of times where I enter trades that had nothing to do with preparation. That doesn't mean preparation is useless. It just means keep the open mind and reacting to what the charts and the setups are giving me. So I'm heading into tomorrow in the same way, and we'll see what we get. In the end, it's going to be down to daily trend changes. Again, it's one time frame at a time, but I know that I'm not going to trust these weekly bounces to see notable follow through without confirming daily uptrends. So that's going to be next on the docket as far as the check mark that the bulls have to cross off. And that will likely align with the dollar confirming a daily downtrend if that's what's going to happen. And today's Wednesday, probably going to take into next week before we get that answer. Got to top out first into daily consolidation. And then once we get that, got to see if bulls are able to recover and change the trend. Pretty much what we just saw on the 4-hour time frame has to happen on the daily. Decent pullback. It's going to get interesting tomorrow. All right. Appreciate you watching. Do good things. And we'll see you tomorrow.